Coming up on Lexington Now, Mayfest, what's happening downtown, and preparing for severe spring weather. This and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. I'm Sherelle Roberts, and welcome to another edition of Lexington Now, where we give you a look at what's going on in the urban county government. One of Lexington's most popular spring attractions is coming up soon. I'm talking about Mayfest. Here's what you can expect this year.
Hi, I'm Laura with the Downtown Lexington Corporation, and we're here at Gratz Park in downtown Lexington to talk about the 2017 Mayfest Arts Fair. The 2017 Mayfest Arts Fair will be May 13th and 14th, coincidentally Mother's Day weekend.
We chase the bees and pluck the flowers in the merry, merry month of May.
We will have over 100 exhibitors from all across the nation, including arts and crafts vendors, local food and drink, children's activities, and more. If you need a gift or just something for yourself, you'll definitely find it at Mayfest.
Oh yes, with ever-changing sports, we while the hours await. The skies were bright, our heads were light in the merry, merry month of May.
For more information, you can check out our website, downtownlex.com, or you can find us on social media, including Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The 2017 Mayfest Arts Fair, brought to you by Downtown Lexington Corporation, will be Saturday and Sunday, May 13th and 14th, 2017, here in Gratz Park and on the Morrison lawn of Transylvania University.
Oh yes, with ever-changing sports, we while the hours away. The skies were bright, our heads were light in the merry, merry month of May.
For more information about this, you can visit downtownlex.com/Mayfest-Arts-Fair. Well, if you're looking for something to do this week, downtown Lexington is always the place to be. Here's what you and your family can expect to find if you head downtown.
Are you looking for things to do this week in downtown Lexington? This Tuesday at Hopcat is the Rivertown Brewery and Barrel House Beer Dinner starting at 7 p.m. For tickets and more information, visit facebook.com/Hopcat Lexington. On Wednesday, the Sala Studios is hosting a Will Run for Wine event starting at 6 p.m. For more information, visit facebook.com/Sala Studio Lex. Then on Thursday, it's Central Bank Thursday Night Live. It's sponsored by the Hilton, Lexington Downtown, and brought to you by the Downtown Lexington Corporation. The Lauren Meek Band will be there at 5:30 p.m. and the featured nonprofit is Teach for America, Appalachia. For more information, visit downtownlex.com. This weekend, at Rupp Arena is Disney on Ice presents Dare to Dream at various times. For tickets and more info, visit lexingtoncenter.com. On Saturday at 6:30 p.m., the Lexington Children's Theater presents Celebrity Curtain Call in the Chocolate Factory. For more information and tickets, visit lctonstage.org. Then on Sunday at 11 a.m. is the Lex Brunch with Daisy and Otto Helmuth at the Burl. For more information, visit facebook.com/LexEffectKY. If you're looking for something to do, downtown Lexington has it all. Visit downtownlex.com or find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.
Spring is a great time to head downtown, but it's also the time of year when severe weather ramps up. Here's what you should know to help keep yourself and your family safe this spring season. Severe weather can strike at any time, but especially this time of the year.
One of the things that we focus on a lot this time of year, obviously, are destructive spring storms. Historically, our worst storms generally happen from about late January to about late May, when we get the warm fronts come through and spawn off very often tornadoes. The best defense you have against destructive weather, especially this time of year, is awareness. And with the advent of 24-hour weather stations, but more importantly, personal electronic devices, the ability to keep track of weather as it moves and as it threatens has greatly increased.
And he adds that having a weather radio is an absolute must.
The single biggest thing that we really recommend that every household have is a NOAA weather radio. These weather radios will be automatically activated by the National Weather Service in the event of approaching dangerous weather. These new systems are great. I know that if people have had some of the older ones, they used to go off all the time for, every storm from Paducah to Pikeville. But with the technologies of the new ones, you can narrow it down right to your county.
Brandewee says it's especially important during the springtime because storms can come right during the middle of the night.
The siren systems we have in the city are only designed to warn people that are outside. And so if you're inside your house and it's late at night or you're in bed, the single best way to be alerted of the approach of very dangerous weather would be to procure a NOAA weather radio. They're available at Walmart's, Kroger's, Radio Shacks. We recommend that every family maintain one.
Brandewee says it's better to be safe than sorry.
Try to maintain a kit at your house, to be somewhat self-sufficient for a day or two. Our website, and the Fayette County Emergency Management website, we have some readiness tips about what to keep in a kit: a radio, a flashlight, some water, perhaps prepare for extended power outages, and have a plan.
If you choose not to make a kit at home, you should at least read up on some of the steps you can take to be safe inside of your home.
You should always get to the lowest point in your house, the furthest away from any opening to the outside, doors, windows, whatever. Of course, if you have a basement, basement's obviously the best place to go. Again, you just kind of want to get away from the outside in case things start to blow around, and try to avoid injury that way. But otherwise, our primary thing that we try to tell the citizens is be aware.
Coming up after the break, we've got some tips for you when it comes to spring cleaning.
Severe weather can develop quickly. Advances in forecasting allow the NOAA National Weather Service to predict severe weather before there's even a cloud in the sky. Severe thunderstorm and tornado watches give you advance notice that conditions are favorable for dangerous weather. When your area is in a watch, be sure to stay alert for changing weather. Remember, a watch is not a warning. A warning is only issued when severe weather is about to strike. The NOAA Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma, monitors weather conditions across the United States. They issue daily forecasts showing areas of the country that are likely to experience severe weather. In the hours before storms form, the Storm Prediction Center discusses the weather with National Weather Service forecast offices within the areas at risk. The Storm Prediction Center then issues a watch to notify people in those areas to stay alert for severe weather. A watch also includes information about what type of weather you might see and the chances of it actually occurring. The risk level can range from a few storms with hail and high winds to a particularly dangerous situation when deadly tornadoes could occur. The most important thing you can do when a watch is issued is to stay alert for developing storms and understand your risk. Be sure to tune in to your local news for updated weather information. You can also get instant weather alerts from NOAA Weather Radio. Watches also provide an opportunity to review your family emergency plan as well as check your disaster supplies kit. When the risk increases and severe weather moves in, you'll be ready if a warning is issued. If you need help developing a plan for your family or packing a kit, check out ready.gov for all the information. Stay alert and stay safe this storm season.
For more information about emergency preparedness in Fayette County, visit BeReadyLexington.com.
Cigarette butts are the #1 most littered item in Lexington. Filters in cigarettes are not biodegradable like an apple core. They can take up to 25 years to decompose. Please put your butts where they belong. Don't trash the bluegrass.
Welcome back to the show. Well, spring is the time of year when you got to do those spring cleaning projects, and they can be a headache, but there's a right way to get them done. Lauren Monahan tells us how.
Yes, there are lots of tips that we can discuss that can help with those spring cleaning projects, home improvement projects, painting projects, anything under the sun that a lot of residents are doing during this time of year as the weather continues to get warmer. Paint is something that we see frequently. If you no longer need paint, we have a few suggestions. We have a recycling program that was started back in 2009 with Habitat for Humanity. Over at their Restore on Southland Drive, they actually accept latex paint in their recycling program. They take that paint, they mix it with different colors. They've actually perfected a few different really neat colors with the recycled paint that they receive. And so you can actually purchase that paint as well. So you can not only recycle your paint, but you can purchase recycled paint over there at the Restore. That's for paint that isn't old, dried up. And so if you have paint that you are ready to get rid of, we just ask that you take the lid off that paint can, you mix it with paint hardener, kitty litter, sawdust, any of those items will help harden your paint. Stir it up, set the lid back on there. You can set it at the curb for our crews to take care of when they come by on your regular service day. You can also go ahead and put that bagged inside your Herbie container, and that's also a safe way, of course, after it's been hardened. A lot of you, while you're cleaning out your garages or other parts of your homes, this spring season may have hazardous chemicals to get rid of. We ask that you hold on to those chemicals until our next hazardous waste collection event, which allows for residents to drop off any hazardous chemicals, old oil, oil-based paint, pesticides, fertilizers, furniture, varnish or finish, items such as this that you don't want to put in your Herbie since they are hazardous, so that we ask that you hold on to those until our next hazardous take-back event occurs. You can also look on the label. Sometimes labels on these hazardous chemicals contain information on safe disposal methods, or they have a phone number that you can call for more information, or even a website. That's something, if you'd like to just go ahead and maybe try to dispose of that in a safe way before our next hazardous collection, you can always look at the back label on some of those items. So we've got a couple different ways that you can dispose of items that you may not need any longer. One such item is appliances. We also refer to those as white goods. That's anything from a stove to a refrigerator or freezer, washers and dryers. These items can be serviced by the city if you receive city trash collection. All it requires is a call to LexCall at 311 or 425-2255, and we will send a special truck different from the regular trucks that service your neighborhood every single week. And so that's why all you have to do is call LexCall. They will send a truck out to pick up that appliance. Residents of Lexington can also take appliances to environmental recycling on Winchester Road. and you can visit our website for more information on that drop-off service. As residents get outside more in the spring and summer seasons and begin pruning your lawns and your gardens, the Division of Waste Management offers yard waste pickup. We pick up items such as leaves, grass clippings, tree branches. So we recommend if you don't have a container, please call Lex Call and request one. This is the best way to have your yard waste picked up from your location. We have yard waste routes that run through the neighborhood every single week on your regular collection day. Construction and demolition material is not serviced by the Division of Waste Management at the curb. If you have this material and you have a contractor doing that work for you, consult with them. They may have a way to dispose of that for you. We also accept that material at our Fayette County transfer station located at 1505 Old Frankfort Pike. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to go to our website. We have lots of information on there. You can also call Lex Call at 311. Our website is www.lexingtonky.gov/waste management.
Spring is also the time to tend to the outside of the house. John Saylor gives us some tips on how you can take care of your yard with mulching and pruning. It'll also help you get the most out of your landscaping.
Too much mulch is a bad thing.
When we see trees that are mulched like a volcano, like the tree's about to be shot out of the mulch, that is not a good thing for the tree.
Well, that's a comical way to say not to over mulch, but there's a real method to this mulch madness.
When we have so much mulch around the tree, especially at the base of the tree, we have rodents that can overwinter in that mulch and basically chew at the bark of the tree. You want mulch to be no greater than 4 inches, and you want it to break down. You want that at the end of the season to have to add more mulch.
So what's the right way to do it?
If you do have the mountain of volcano mulch ring on your tree, then you can just pull that mulch off. It's a simple fix. You can just take it, just extend that mulch ring and pull the mulch away from the base of the tree. So they're just going to show you, how to make that. And even up against the trunk of the tree, you just want a light dusting.
Follow these tips for healthy, happy trees this spring.
In our street tree ordinance, we say that street trees need to be 7 feet cleared over the sidewalk and 12 over the street.
But not everybody follows the rules, making it tough to walk, run, drive, and see in neighborhoods. And breaking the rules isn't just a nuisance. It can also mean a fine for lawbreakers.
Just encourage everyone to take a look at their trees and kind of think about in the future what branches are going to be impacting the right-of-way on the street side and then also on the sidewalk.
And if you don't know how to prune, John Saylor has some tips for you.
You never want to just cut and leave a stub. You want to take it back to a lateral branch, and typically you want to take it back to something that's a third in size of what you're removing. And then you always want to prune out just the dead wood. A dead branch is just, it can be an open door for wound or disease to get into the trees. So I've got some dead pieces right there, and actually I'm going to take this on back to the lateral above, and then I'm going to take some of this finer dead out, the interior of the tree that's just basically dead and doing nothing for us. And I'm taking it, notice I'm taking everything back to a branch. I'm not stubbing it off.
And he says if you do decide to prune, it's best to do it when your tree is young.
It's just like people, they can tolerate a little bit more, heavy, being a little heavy-handed on the pruning now. Not strip it clean, but basically they can take a lot more than if this tree was older.
This is the time of the year when everybody seems to be dusting off their bicycles and hitting the roads. But did you know that there are laws specifically designated with bikers in mind? Well, there are. Here's what you need to know to stay safe out there.
Whether you're on a bike or in a car, staying safe on the roadways this summer is everyone's job.
The cars and the bikes, they both have the same rights and responsibilities, and we just want everybody to be aware of that and be safe.
That's why the LFUCG Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee, the Lexington Division of Police, the University of Kentucky, and the County Attorney's Office are joining forces on an ad campaign to educate and remind Lexington citizens about what each of them can do to keep our roads safe. Officer Howard Florence is a bike officer for the Lexington Division of Police. Each day, he cruises the streets and he sees lots of dangerous and prohibited behavior from drivers and cyclists, especially when it comes to passing and following too closely.
When a motorist encounters a bicyclist on the road, if they're going to pass, so we encourage them to leave at least 3 feet of space as you pass the cyclist. Also, when you encounter them, when cyclists encounter vehicles, they should, just be aware that there is traffic around them. Watch out for opening doors when vehicles are parked.
In addition to those tips, Florence has these tips. Stop for red lights, be visible, share the road, and always ride with the flow of traffic.
They should be going the same direction as the cars are going. The reason why is if you're going against traffic, you have to worry about cars that are pulling out of driveways that may not be looking their particular direction. Also, with pedestrians crossing the streets, the same thing. So the cyclist needs to make sure that they go the same direction and the same side of the road as the car.
He emphasizes that police are out to remind citizens and even write tickets for both bikers and drivers who don't follow the rules.
If it's something that's really egregious, if they run a red light and puts themselves in immediate danger, almost causing an accident, something like that, usually what I try to do is just educate people, because I believe most people, they want to do the right thing, they want to obey the law, and sometimes they just don't really realize maybe the consequences of what they were doing. So, for me, I always try to just educate them first and just talk to them, and usually that gets the point across.
We've got a busy meeting schedule this week, including the Environmental Quality and Public Works Committee, the Council Work Session, and a public hearing. Those are all on Tuesday. You can catch all of our other programming on GTV3, or you can watch us online at lexingtonky.gov. Well, that's all for this week's edition of Lexington Now. We'll return next week with more news from your urban county government. But in the meantime, you can keep up with what we're doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also get 24/7 traffic updates by following us on Twitter. Our handle is @LexRex. And if you're one of those folks who likes to see exactly what's going on, you can take a look at our live traffic cams. It's on the city's website. You know where to find us, lexingtonky.gov. For the staff and producers at GTV3, I'm Sherelle Roberts, and that's it for now.
The preceding program was produced through the facilities of GTV3.